Hunter Tuned. Today we have a Ford powered Fox body on the dyno. This is running a VS Racing billet 80 mil turbo, and it's a 351 with some AFR heads. And yeah, I'm actually helping a guy out, doing some remote tuning a little bit here and there. And this car is actually running on Holley EFI.
Okay. 200 on this side, 218.
Well, check it. We'll check it right after the run next time, and we'll verify that. He's temping the cylinders right now, just kind of checking.
What's that, header tube?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell with it not running, so.
Right. So we're good for another one? I was watching the gauge, it didn't seem a whole lot it got a little richer.
Yeah, it just didn't pull as much fuel, you know what I mean? That couple percentage.
Yeah.
What did it do horsepower wise compared to the last run?
I'll check quick. It made 543 that time, so it picked up almost 10 horsepower.
Right, so it liked the fuel and it liked pulling the timing out of it.
And it carried a lot better up top, I think.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the purple was the run before. It did lose in the middle, like 10, 15 horsepower in the middle.
Right.
With that boost, but up top it's the same. It made, you know, the same peak up top, and it carried and made more. I don't know if we ran at a little higher RPM that ran past or not, but. Yeah, you did. But I got out of it a little early too. It startled me a little bit. I wanted to just do a little short burst to make sure it wasn't going to run away. 591. 660 torque. Alright guys, so we actually just got finished up with that white Fox body Mustang with the 351 Windsor, and it had a VS Racing 80 millimeter turbo on it. We had a bunch of assistance. Actually, we had some help from Dominic. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but we did have some, he actually tuned in remotely, and we just used TeamViewer on the dyno with him, and he's more familiar with the Ford stuff, I think. So Nelson, the guy that owned the car, just had him and me kind of just working together to kind of just go over the car and make sure everything was good and safe. So that car, like I said, was on Holley HP, or Holley EFI. And we ended up cranking out 610 wheel horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque, guys. The car worked really well. We actually ran out of boost control, so we had to quit at 610. So hopefully in the future, maybe we can get that thing, put some CO2 on the top of the gate, or maybe spring it up. But I feel like usually when you run into that kind of stuff, maybe that it just might need something to keep dome pressure on the top of the gate, because something is opening it prematurely, because the controller, I think the spring was like 12 pounds. We can only get like 5 extra pounds out of the controller for some reason. So yeah, I actually been talking with Matt Happel quite a bit, and Ryan, A21 Bravo, as well as doing that car today. I am sold on the Holley EFI, guys. I am actually highly considering switching over the Mustang to Holley EFI, just because it just is cool and I want to try it out. I've had the gold box in here for the last 2 years and it has worked great. I haven't had any issues with it, but I feel like I might just want to change things up with the Mustang and learn myself a little bit into the Holley world as well. So I may be selling the gold box. If anybody is interested, you can hit me up via email or whatever. Like I said, I don't have any issues with the gold box, but I might change it up and I might switch over to the Holley system just to kind of learn it a little bit and play with it and, you know, make more videos on it for you guys. Anyways, second part of this video, guys, is going to be installing my new injectors into the Barney Civic. So you guys know that I had a set of flex style injectors in there for a little while, and we are going to be installing a set of Snake Eater 1500s. So I did have a set of 1500s and I put them in the car, and they're a lot taller than stock, and I ended up just tightening the rail too tight, and I actually broke one of the injectors internally. So I got a different set. These are the LS3 style. They're like the short style injectors. So he just came out with these not too long ago, and they are the Snake Eater 1500s, but they're the shorter ones instead of the old style, which are these ones I have here. So I had these ones, but these ones will fit my setup a little bit better with a top hat. So this style with a top hat was way too tall. This style with a top hat will be perfect. And then I still have the 210s as well. So I don't think I will be using these. These are the Snake Eater 2200s. I think a 1500 is going to work very well with the car, and I am very excited to try them out. So I'm just going to get these installed into the car, and then we're going to hook up into the ECU and see if we can't get the Honda Tuning Suite, because I'm actually going to be tuning the Barney on Honda Tuning Suite as well. We're going to just see if we can't get it tuned up and running good. Alright guys, I think I picked up letting you know that I was going to install the Snake Eater 1500 injectors, and I got them installed into Barney here. And let me just tell you guys, I've had a rough last couple days just trying to get these injectors to run. No fault to the injectors. I was just tuning the car with HTS for a while, and it seems to, HTS must have some bug of some sort going on with cranking pulse width stuff, because every time I go into the HTS software and adjust any of those tables, it doesn't seem to work. So I had a lot of issues just getting the car to start. Once the car was running, it was fine. It just, I could not get it to fire at all. Like, it was not sending any fuel into the engine on cranking. And then there was a time where one of the injectors was cranking too much, and I just had a bunch of weird little issues with the software. I don't know if it was the version I was using or the ROM or what, but I'm just getting anxious, and I really want to turn this thing up and make some good power with it. And like I said, I got the 1500 Snake Eaters in there now, and it's all running really good. I finally got it dialed in enough to where it's driving very well, it's idling good, and it's making some power. So if you guys watched some of the last videos on the Barney Civic, you do know that the car made, I think it was like 350 wheel on like 12 or 13 pounds. I don't know exactly how much boost it was on. But you guys can probably go rewatch that video. And the car hasn't been touched ever since that day I made that video. So now, with the bigger injectors in here, I'm going to crank this thing up and see if we can make some good power with it. And so far, it's making 307 horsepower just on a quick little tune I did. It's kind of rich, but I'm leaving it, and I'm just going to turn the boost up and start making power. So that's what we're going to do. Sorry, I haven't really done a lot of updated stuff. Just been pulling my hair out with the tune and pulling my hair out with... I had the fuel regulator was leaking a little bit, so I had to do that. But just a lot of stuff behind the laptop that was bugging me. So nonetheless, now car's running, and it's running well. So let's make some fucking power. So currently on the car, I'm just verifying that the boost control is working, and it is. So the initial green line here is the car on wastegate only, and then this new purple line here is the controller turned on just a little bit. It barely even made a difference in the car, but it did show a gain on the dyno, and I'm finding out where the frequency is going to be happy and stuff like that for the boost controller. So I'm just going to feed this thing a little bit of boost, get it upwards of like 15-ish pounds of boost. Hopefully we can crack some good power, and just keep going from there. Let's hit it. Guys, she came up and boosted a little bit. Let's see what it did. Oh yeah, she definitely came up and boost. I did not rev the car out too high. I'm just kind of seeing where the boost is going to end up. That was 14 pounds. 14 pounds of boost, and we made about 340 horsepower, not revving the car out. So I might just clean up some things fuel-wise, because it's really fat. Like a 1050 air fuel, so I might just pull a little fuel out and go again. This is what the curve looks like so far. This new blue one here. Looking a lot better that pass. So it made more power. It made 360 that pull. I haven't touched the boost at all. I just kind of revved the car out a little farther. But it did lose in the middle here. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to verify what I did fuel-wise. I also don't have a way to log air fuel at this time. I'm just staring at the gauge, tuning the car right now. But yeah, it definitely lost a little bit of power through here. But it picked up pretty big above, say, 6,500-ish. Time for more boost. So air fuel's looking pretty good. I'm keeping it rich while I go up and boost. And the timing is super soft, like really soft for ethanol. But we're getting the boost ironed out, that's for sure. We're making 386 horsepower now. Every pull we're going up and up here. So let's verify the amount of boost that we were on that pull. 386 horsepower, 270 foot-pounds. Still only revving the car like 8,300. And I think it's still climbing, but we'll find out here. Okay, so that was on about 17 pounds of boost here. Almost 18 pounds. I'm going to see if this thing responds really well to 2 degrees. considering I'll show you guys how much timing I have in this thing right now. It is not much. And this motor, I feel like, wants timing for some reason. So at 18 pounds of boost, we're running 15 degrees. So I think I'm going to bump up pretty much the whole map here. I'm going to add 2 degrees into it. So we'll adjust the selected, add 2, and not change really anything else. Alright guys, all I did was put 2 degrees in it. Let's see if it picked up. Is blue the new one? Yeah. Alright. The blue line. Hang on here. So this is an interesting scenario that just happened here, guys. We lost 3 pounds of boost putting 2 degrees of timing in it. Weird. That just means the motor is happier. If it's making less boost pressure, the engine is happier. So maybe we should put another degree in it and see if it loses another little bit of boost. If it does, then yeah, I don't know. I'll catch up with you guys in a second. Alright guys, so I did a quick pull off camera, and the car's doing good. It doesn't seem to be making quite as much as I thought it would on this boost level, but you got to remember that this motor was kind of a thrown together with spare parts motor. It has B16 connecting rods and an LS block with an LS crank. And the LS block was milled a lot, and it has CTR pistons, and the deck height is perfect with this LS block that was machined way too far down. So currently, I just did another rip. I gave it a little bit of duty cycle, and on, it's about 20 pounds of boost, we are making 432 horsepower. So 5% of duty cycle, we picked up 50 wheel horsepower, which is really good compared to before. So, and it made 307 foot-pounds of torque. I did bump up the timing. The one pull before where I told you guys it actually lost boost pressure and lost power when I gave it timing, but it almost made the same exact power as the run before that. So let's see here, 386, I had 2 degrees less timing in it. I put 2 degrees in it, it made 381. But the cool thing is it actually lost boost pressure on these runs. So you can see here, I'll zoom in on the boost. I don't know if I showed you guys this already, but we made 15 pounds instead of 18 pounds, and we only lost about 10 horsepower in the middle. So, and up top it made the same, virtually the same. It dropped 4 horsepower way up top. So that's just telling me that the engine did like that timing, but it just, you know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of came into, the engine got more efficient, so the boost pressure in the intake manifold dropped. The more efficient the engine is, the less pressure of boost it's going to make. So we're going to give it a little bit more and see what we can do on this next run. Try to shoot for maybe 25 pounds of boost and see what it makes. And we have plenty of injector duty cycle left to go. I just don't know where, what boost pressure I want to quit at. So we'll find out. Little bit of ignition breakup on that run. We were almost right on target, 26 pounds of boost. I just dropped the boost a little bit, and we're going to see what it'll do this time. Just pulling a little bit of duty cycle out of the boost controller. I might have to go down on the plugs a little bit more. Yeah, it still broke up a little bit. 461 on an uphill climb, guys, but she was definitely breaking up ignition. So I'm actually gonna pull the plugs out of it quick and gap them down a little bit farther and see if we can crack 500 wheel. Just gap the plugs down quite a bit, and hopefully it doesn't blow spark out. This is a distributor car, it's not coil on plug, so probably would help if I got a coil on plug setup, which I might very soon. But for the time being, we're gonna send it. Survived. I think it might have spun. 475 horsepower. I gotta stop getting out of it so early. It's just so startling when it comes into power. I'm only revving at 7,500 right now. I think it's spinning. I don't know though. Oh boy. Oh, come on, man. 498. 344 for torque. Damn. This thing's just riding though. 8,800 RPM limiter, $100 connecting rods, cast piston, 26 pounds of boost. That'll do for me. This will be a mid 10-second car easy. Easy. I think I need some coil on plug though if I want to go a little bit more power. So that might be in my future. And an ATI damper for the crank. I think that'll help a ton. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for Barney. He's just kind of chilling over here. I think I'm actually going to order a ATI fluid dampener and possibly coil on plug kit. I don't know exactly what I'm going to go with quite yet, but probably going to hit up Jason Waters and order some parts from him to get this thing making even more power than it already is. If you guys are looking for any parts too, you can always reach out to me. I'm a dealer for a lot of different companies now, so I can get parts for you guys. But hopefully you enjoyed. The Civic laid down, you can call it 500 wheel. It's got more in it, but we're going to wait till we get the proper parts until we push it a little farther. I don't know, I mean, I know that this power level should go a mid 10-second quarter, but it's gonna need like 650, I think, in order to go 9s. I would like to go 990 in this car. That is my goal. I also think I figured out the dyno noise. If you guys are interested, there was a couple people that were interested. The brake shoes on this dyno are so close to the roller. I think the brake is touching a little bit. I could be completely wrong. I have no idea. It could be something else going out, but it seems to be running smoothly. Really no big issues with it other than the noise once in a while at a certain spot of the rotation. But it seems to still be working good. But anyways, we do have a few more cars that just got dropped off today too that you guys will be seeing in upcoming videos. I think they're both subscriber cars, and they brought them in to get fixed up and tuned up. So really stoked about this one. This car's super clean. It's a RSX Type S. We'll go into that stuff later. It's got a snail on it. This car's got a snail on it too. I think this is one of the first Integra DAs that we're going to be tuning up too. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and stay safe. Have a great night and a better tomorrow.